Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have a small, funny incident to share with all of you. There was this boy attending an interview. He was filling out the personal data on the test paper. First question, name of the candidate, he wrote quickly. Second question, father's name. He got confused, looked startled, looked at the question paper and the people around and started thinking, and finally looked at the whole room in confusion. Invigilator, who was observing this boy, came over and asked, "Son, what is the problem? Why are you not proceeding?" To this, the candidate replies, "Sir, how do I answer this question? I do not have the 4 possible options or answers out of which I can tick mark the correct one. How do I go ahead? How do I answer this question?" So much for the multiple choice questions and answers in our examination system. Toastmasters and welcome guests. Today I want to make a case about the excellent education system that we have, which creates probably the largest pool of educated mass in the world. 30,000 engineers. 30,000 engineers are churned out every year from Karnataka alone. If I extend the logic to the entire country, that would be about 4 lakh engineers. Let us add the arts, commerce, science, medicine, literature, music, so on and so forth, graduates coming out, and that would be a volume of 20 lakh graduates every year. Let's look at the job market. How many of them are absorbed? 75% of them are only absorbed as per statistics. That leaves us 5 lakh people unemployed. On the contrary, and the irony, there is always a dearth of manpower in certain sectors like retail, healthcare and hospitality. We will have to now think why there is a mismatch. What is it that is lacking in job skills required and the education system which is producing graduates for filling up the job market? When we analyze this and when we remember that Narayana Murthy told us that only 25% of the IT graduates are employable, or in other words, 75% are unemployable, then we have to really worry about the education system that we have put up. When we analyze that, the first thing which strikes us is the fact that it is not a mistake of the younger generation or the students. It is the debacle and the fault of the system itself. Curriculum that we have, which we have practiced for ages, is the first culprit. Every student goes through a 15 to 18-year drill to become a graduate. And what does he learn? He learns everything by heart. He learns everything by rote. He learns only how to memorize things and then reproduce them during the examination. He never learns how to analyze, how to reason out, and how to comprehend a subject and present it. That is why there is no original research which has come out of the Indians so far. There is nothing that we can claim as original and to us in R&D. The second problem which we are facing is the lack of interaction between industry, market economics and the education system. Academicians who design our education system probably work in isolation. The fundamental problem is that most of them are not consultants to the industry and the marketplace. Therefore, they work in isolation, they devise syllabi, they devise course content which is in no way connected to the current market situation or the requirement of a job market. Therefore, when students pass out, they find themselves at loss when they face the actual working conditions. Moreover, we have a very protective nature of society with us, where students are carried out throughout the course in the form of a cocoon, where they are not exposed to the reality of the work environment. They do not know what is hardship, they do not know what are long working hours, they do not know what are the strict performance parameters, and so on and so forth. So when they are thrown into a work environment after a very protected life in the college, believe me, they are nowhere to perform. They find themselves failures, their dreams are shattered, and they blame it on the system. Now it is for us to think whether the system has to inculcate this in itself, or whether we should be able to clean it out from the system. The other point which strikes my mind and which I would like to share with you is the lack of infrastructure in our institutions. 14 engineering colleges, Toastmasters, 14 engineering colleges have been debarred this year by AICTE, the apex body for technical education in Karnataka, 7 of them in Bangalore alone. Last week, 7 hospitals were debarred from admitting indoor patients. 4 of them affiliated to very prestigious medical colleges in Bangalore. Reasons cited in both the cases were lack of bare minimum infrastructure. Now tell me, what are we sending our children to? Are we sending them for a paid vacation for 4 or 5 years in such colleges which do not have buildings, structures, faculty, laboratories, workshop, and all the other amenities that are a compulsory, that are a must for any education to be properly imparted? Parents here and students in particular, please make sure that basic amenities are always ensured before you seek admission to any of the colleges or institutions. Today's world, talent alone, domain knowledge alone is not going to carry you far. Today, knowledge can be purchased, knowledge can be hired, talent can be bought. However, success in any venture, success in any enterprise depends on how well you build a team, how do you interact with people involved in your goal, and how effectively you are able to manage humans around you. After all, success today is more of human management rather than management of talent and knowledge. Now let us look at the education system we have. Do we have a single course in the undergraduate study which tells me how do I control behavior, how do I interpret behavior, and how do I go about managing human relations? If I do not know this, if I don't have a basic knowledge, Toastmasters, I am not going to be a successful manager. Education system should always inculcate leadership qualities and throw light on how these can be developed. In summary, what I submit is that we need to have a fresh look at education system as a whole. We should encourage that system which has got analytical and comprehension capabilities, logical reasoning to be developed. We should have a system which is excellent in the interaction between industry, marketplace, and the system as a whole. We should have a system which encourages interpretation of human relations so that we have an educational system which is a contributive asset to the society rather than a debacle, rather than a burden to us year on year with 5 lakh unemployed people. Thank you. Over to you.